It was 3 months ago today when Asiana Flight 214 crash-landed at SFO, killing 3 people, injuring nearly 200 others. KRON 4 continues to monitor all aspects of the investigation and the fallout from that crash. Here is what we know tonight. The NTSB says the jetliner was traveling too slowly and too low at the time of the crash. In fact, the agency's preliminary investigation indicates the pilots did not realize there was a problem until 7 seconds before impact. By that time, it was too late, and attempts to increase speed and abort the landing were unsuccessful. As far as fallout, nearly 24 passengers have filed lawsuits so far against Asiana Airlines. And in the meantime, this crash has raised a number of questions about how well pilots are monitoring their aircraft and whether they are trying to land when they should abort a landing. It turns out that prior to the Asiana crash, these issues were already being studied. KRON 4's Dan Kerman spoke to safety experts in an interview you'll only see on 4.
It was 1.5 seconds before Asiana Flight 214 crashed into the seawall at San Francisco International Airport that pilots first discussed aborting the landing, or doing a go-round as it's called. In this case, the decision came too late to make a difference. But it turns out studies show most pilots on an unstable approach tend to land anyway, despite policies requiring them to abort the landing.
The unstable approaches continued. About 97% of those continued to land.
And why do 97% land anyway? Rudy Quevedo with the Flight Safety Foundation says because pilots don't feel it's risky to land.
When a person doesn't perceive that what he or she is doing is posing any great risk, they continue.
The Asiana crash has also raised concerns about the automated systems aboard planes and how well pilots monitor those systems, which are akin to cruise control in a car.
How many of us, after you engage the cruise control, actually verify, one, that it is in fact keeping up the speed of the vehicle and that it's actually keeping the speed that you actually selected? This is the same thing that can occur over time as pilots fly thousands of flights, and every flight it works like clockwork.
Quevedo says his organization, along with manufacturers, regulators, and the Airline Pilots Association, are developing guidelines to enhance pilot monitoring, not just of aircraft instruments, but also the actions of co-pilots. Dan Kerman, KRON 4 News.